Hello, everybody. Good day, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, अगला स्टेशन adulthood. आज का एपिसोड बहुत ही स्पेशल है मेरे लिए क्योंकि मेरे माननीय बाऊजी मेरे साथ है. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk, please welcome Dr. Vipul Roy Rathod. Hi,
नमस्कार।
Vips.
हाय।
नमस्कार, कैसे हो आप?
बिल्कुल ठीक।
क्या हालचाल on this beautiful Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning?
लवली। मंगल दिन कार्य।
मंगल मंगल दिन मंगल कार्य on मंगलवार. Wow.
एब्सोल्युटली।
I'm very happy to have you as my guest today.
इट्स एन ऑनर, थैंक यू।
Yeah. Although I've not just been very happy in general last 3 days, but
ओके। हैप्पीनेस इज स्टेट ऑफ माइंड।
listeners, get ready for a lot of these pearls of wisdom. So,
आई वुड
Vip,
लाइक
this
टू
is a
थैंक योर प्रोड्यूसर एंड दोज हु आर असिस्टिंग अस टुडे। थैंक यू वेरी
okay.
मच।
They are you are welcome on their behalf. So, Vips, this is a Father's Day episode.
ओके।
And let's just start with a basic question. In
बिकॉज
your say,
बिफोर यू गो अहेड, 364 days are Mother's Day.
I don't know, man. 364 day, every day is Father's Day, every day is Mother's Day, every
Mother's
day is
Day.
every day, no?
So this is the whole issue. For us,
Yeah.
every day is as it is. Yeah. Tell
But
me.
capitalism ने बोला है ना कि ये फादर्स मिले, कार्ड छपेंगे, चीजें बिकेगी.
हाँ बिल्कुल, गिफ्ट्स बिकेगी। तो हमारी संस्कृति में तो we invented so many festivals in India that itself was driving me. So the whole
That's
idea,
right.
yeah, every festival was invented or perhaps introduced in social life was so for driving economy.
There's everything has a capitalist gain.
Correct.
ठीक है. How do you? I'm gonna ask a very basic. I've been a father now for 30 years to one child and 28 years to the other child. How do you feel as a father?
I feel very proud looking at two young, beautiful girls, women, because I can tell you, it's a boon for those who are going to be parents that to have a normal, healthy child is the biggest gift you can have.
Irrespective of genitalia.
Yes. And this I keep seeing in my work every day. There are so many patients. In fact, I just, if you don't mind to share one
Please,
patient,
of course. Listeners, Vips is a doctor, as you already know.
I
Context.
yeah, I saw a patient, a lady who has not moved out of a house for last almost 21 years
What the fuck?
because the son has severe disability from the child, and the child just grows in length and size, but my brain is of 6 months. And right from all the basic food, the needs of toilet, everything this lady is single-handedly doing for last 21 years, and she has broken down in this process of last 21 years, that she came to see me last Friday, no, last Thursday, yeah. And her entire digestive system has gone for a toss. She is so stressed all the time because she is constantly seen in the agony and the suffering, and it has just multiplied over the last 2 decades for her. So that's when I was just thinking how lucky we are to have wonderful, healthy children who have young and healthy and all organs functioning kids. They should consider themselves very fortunate. We forget
Yeah.
all these small things in life which add so much of joy, and it makes us so grateful that we should be thankful to the Almighty or whoever the higher power is, that
Yeah,
if you
I
have
mean,
a, yeah,
that's one of the biggest fears also. Like I think people have when they're having children that
yeah,
God forbid their child is not perfectly healthy.
yeah,
Then what happens?
correct,
Then you dedicate your whole life to taking care of it.
yeah,
I can't imagine the amount of guilt and
yeah,
pressure and the love mixed with the hate, mixed with the frustration.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The father was saying that and it was a very nice conversation. I would like to continue if with due respect to
Please
all
go for it.
our listeners
Yeah.
today. When you came to the Father's Day, you talking about a father who actually sees the child like divine incarnation now.
Yeah.
Dr. Rathod, he's this child, though he is 21, he is so innocent that I see God in him. What a beautiful story and experience I had with that patient, you know. He say, I see God. I say, yes, God has come in, you know, divine incarnation in various forms, and perhaps this is the most innocent way of you testing you guys or expecting you to take care of that baby in this way, you know. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I on this Father's Day, I would like all the fathers to remember this and at least appreciate that your child are healthy. It's a very big boon. And if their child misbehaves sometimes, or they misreact sometimes, or they do bad things, they go a little against your social norms or whatever, you don't get perturbed with all that nonsense, because as long as the child is healthy to take care of himself, as a parent you should be very grateful.
Yeah. Everybody, please listen to what my father said. It's important.
I'm sorry, I wanted to make you cry.
On a morning at 8:45 a.m. Now I'm sad. No, I'm not. It just pushed me over the edge because it's a beautiful way to look at it, yeah. And
Yeah,
an extension to the thing of there is God within each of us, and
yeah,
I suppose karma somewhere plays a
yeah,
part
yes, it does. Mm,
in the life everyone leads currently. Yeah.
correct.
Are you also crying?
Yes, I am.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, my father seldom cries. In my childhood, I thought it's because he's a man, he does not know how to cry.
No, every man becomes a little bit of a woman over a period of time.
What is that supposed to mean? Rephrase it.
See, essentially, I'm reading a very interesting book, and it very clearly explains that male female, they are polarities.
Yeah.
So essentially, this distinction uh, is so strong that the male is so male and the female is so female. So that is what attracts each other by and large.
Okay.
But over a
Okay.
period of time, as we grow sensibilities, sensitivities, we grow the feminine side. The male grows the feminine side within them to understand.
Femininity. What a funny word.
Yeah, and
Um,
the female understand a little bit
grows
of,
into
yeah.
masculinity. Yeah.
So that it's a very good take on. I don't want to ruffle too many feathers on feminism on podcast
No, no, you are not. But
because
say,
there is a completely different take on feminism, that if you know, males are the one who has instilled this idea of feminism. They are the one who has started so that they can control feminine.
okay, that's a topic for another podcast.
Yeah, we will not do that today.
Yeah, as long as my listeners here understand that you believe in equality and non discrimination between all genders.
I think, yeah, because as I said, gender is only genetic.
Gender is a construct.
Yes, it is just genes
I
at
mean,
the
yeah,
end of
and
the
then,
day.
yeah, as a doctor, scientifically, you'd be able to say it's
Yes,
the
it's
chromosome.
chromosome XXXY.
And then I think through your years, you are taught performances of your gender. So, how you should display your gender or wear your gender or behave your gender. Were there, when you were a kid, uh, actually, this whole thing which we started this conversation about was tears
Yeah,
and men being able to show vulnerability and sensitivity.
correct.
What has that evolution for you been like? Because I've seen you as a sucked londa, and now you are a more evolved, sensitive soul, human spirit. I wouldn't say defining man, woman, all these
Yeah,
boxes.
yeah. Well, some areas of my emotional blunting also comes through my work.
Yeah,
Because you can imagine that I am having this kind of emotional bashing from the patient almost day in and day out. On an average, I give a death sentence, so called a death sentence to a patient every day. Imagine if somebody has gone through a health crisis in the family, how can be for that person.
yeah,
So I have been doing this over hundreds and thousands of patients over the last 2 decades or more. So that leads to a little bit of emotional blunting. You get perturbed very easily with some emotions, and people think you are very blunt, but it is not. You have to keep that side blunt, otherwise you can't function as a professional.
hmm.
So yes, it has been a journey, wonderful journey, and I'm thankful that you girls have some sensibilities and sensitivities.
Yeah. Because outside of the professional, in the personal life,
Yeah.
how has your emotional response journey been and changed?
Um, I think I am more empathetic now than what I used to be with outside the professional life. I'm trying to be more, try to empathize more. This is
Yeah,
what, yeah, that would be the change I would say I've seen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I agree. I think you have become a much nicer person in the last 8, 10 years.
And you
Before
girls have
that,
also grown up.
yeah, we are not all anymore. Lol. Which was the toughest phase of parenting? Like the toughest age for you, for us, when we were growing up?
See, I'll tell you, as you know, that I was hardly around when you girls were growing up.
Yes. Good. Now we can make this also clear to our listeners.
Yeah,
Love was our primary caregiver.
correct.
Bips was
So
the breadwinner.
no, so those were very defined roles we had to play, or whatever reason. So our interaction was very limited to few hours post school and on weekends, and that too weekends I was traveling all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, those fond memories of time together. So that it was my parenting role.
Yeah, actually, you got only the good, decent parts. You didn't have to be involved in the day to day nitty gritty, kitch, kitch,
Yeah,
chick, chick of your children.
and also more that now we are not talking of feminism or male or whatever, but girls are more open and communicating their problem with the mother easily than the father, I guess.
I think it's also because of the kind of system we already had in place. It
Yeah,
would differ
so
if the availability of the father and the openness of the whole family was. I don't know who knows.
it's a huge. I think the societal conditioning of several decades or centuries. I think a country or anywhere in the country for that fact, anywhere in the world, there's so much of conditioning which the society has gone through in name of religion, in name of norms, in name of a so-called society for the comfort and ease of doing business or ease of managing population or procreation or whatever. This conditioning has so much of deep roots, Rita, that it's not easy for one or two generations to take it and make it in a make it very radically different.
Hmm.
So this is something which we need to understand. It's a millennia of conditioning.
But do you feel your parenting style was different from your parents' parenting style to you?
My style, as I said, I would like to highlight this very important point in this point of the juncture of our communication or discussion.
Bhai, it's not a formal
I
conference. You're
know.
talking to your daughter, chill.
No, I understand. But you have to understand, Rita, that in India, right over the last years since our independence, I
Hmm.
would say 95% of parents were just struggling to make two ends meet.
Hmm.
And in this whole process, whatever was handed down from their parents, there
Hmm.
was an easy recipe to continue that. And this is
Yeah.
what has happened in this country. That 95% of population just trying to make ends meet. So they never had time of their own spiritual development, their own personal development. There was a very little time of thinking of what is scientific child rearing, what is child, upbringing, what are the new ways of thinking. When do you think? When you have two square meals, your stomach is full. Like
Yeah.
Swami Vivekanand said, you cannot teach religion to a hungry person.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
they only about, I mean, fair
you're,
enough. It's totally
yeah.
fair.
So this is
It's
also
like
part.
Maslow's hierarchy.
Yes. So this is also a process of, you know, children and the call it. It is all a ready recipe over the generation, which was just continued to a certain extent. So I
With a
don't
little bit
know.
of violence thrown in, which is totally okay. Like, बच्चों को मार पीट लो चलेगा. Thoughts on violence to your kids?
Well, I think, see, in the name of disciplining, again, this is kind of a recipe.
Hmm.
So the parents themselves have experienced this. You have to understand. This reminds me of that famous "Saas bhi kabhi bahu thi," kind of a thing.
Hmm.
So what happens in this whole game is that the parents themselves say that we went through this. There was
Why not?
nothing wrong.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong. We accepted it. So what is the problem with our children? Why they are not accepting?
हम तो ठीक है. We don't need therapy. We are just going to beat our children up. And thus the cycle of trauma and toxic nonsense continues.
Yeah.
Is there any way you think we can break out of this?
As few generations conscious concerted effort, few
Few
generations,
generations.
yes.
And do you think education is going to solve this or no?
See, what education will allow is earn the means of living,
Yeah, not much else.
because that is the format of education which has been designed by the capitalist ideology, that the education for making a living.
Hmm.
Education is not to create a human being of substance, and this is our problem.
Yeah.
So with education, when you are talking, you are just enabling that human being to earn a better living. That's all.
Did you think you were ready to be a father when you became a father?
You are never ready to parent. That's
है ना?
no. It is. It's a myth. You are never ready. Life throws at you certain things, and then you evolve over that. You are never.
So,
Nobody said anybody here to be a father or I'm ready to be a mother. It's all hearsay.
तो अभी अगर अगले 2-3 साल में by chance if am with child out of wedlock, would you say I'm okay to just be like, what if I decide कि चल नहीं मुझे ये बच्चा करना है? Would you support me?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without marriage.
What is marriage is just a social arrangement.
ये हुई ना बात, अब आया मुद्दे की बात पे. I think this is in a marriage obsessed society.
Yeah.
My biggest blessing is to have parents who are not marriage obsessed.
Because marriage is an industry in our country. You have to understand. Today, in this pandemic, just give you a little rough idea on that. The biggest hit, what which has taken the beating, is because of marriage not allowed, large gatherings not allowed. There is a chain of industry which has got affected because of that. So in our country, marriage is an industry
Yeah.
apart from a social arrangement, which drives the economy. So it will no. So it is for economy is fine. If you want to be part of that wheel, then it's fine. But if you don't want to be a part of the wheel, you can be on your own, and that is the conscious decision you have to make.
Because like in autobiography of a yogi, he
Yeah.
says that the socially acceptable form of social service or the prescribed route of life is that you, after brahmacharya, you get into your grihastha stage and you have your family and all of that.
Correct.
But the person who is on the higher path, instead of getting that small organization, which
Yeah.
is basically a small unit of a large ashram organization. So
Correct.
the scale at which one single person, quote unquote, not married, pursuing their own spiritual or
Journey.
whatever growth,
Uh,
they would want to do something that's for the greater good.
Correct.
But every common person is not able to do that, and instead we focus on chalo shadi bacche kar lo, main apna ghar sambhal lu.
Bilkul.
So I read that and I thought that was, and it made a lot of sense to me also, because the same energy and time which one focuses on
Yeah.
taking care of husband, wife, children, parents, if that same energy was spent in community and welfare of a larger group of people,
Yeah.
the world might be a better place.
So coming to that, very well said, Rita. This inclusiveness, a family is just a small unit of inclusiveness.
Yeah.
So what if you have a liberty to have inclusiveness for the whole cosmos? And the journey, that's the define, you have to define that journey. Every individual has to define that journey for themselves, whether you want to have an inclusiveness for the whole world, or I want to confine myself to a unit.
Yeah.
Because to manage a unit is far more easier, because it requires less sacrifices,
Yeah.
limited time, limited money, limited energy. So this is when I see some of the spiritual masters have wandered on the planet, and this is the quest they had for the larger good for the society. So yes, if and I'm so glad. In fact, I was talking to Natasha the other day on spirituality when she asked me. So she asked me a very important question, as to what was the defining moment in terms of us growing up. Asking me a question.
Yeah.
And I said that the defining moment, if you ask me something very, very vivid, which I can remember, is that we got initiated in a Kriya Yoga at the age of 43.
Yeah.
But you girls got initiated in Kriya Yoga at the age of maybe 2021.
No, I was 16 actually.
You're 16, right?
Yeah.
So I said, what a boon.
Yeah.
It is a great boon to have a spiritual initiation at such a young age. This seed of spirituality, it just need proper nurturing, and that's when you'll have uh, exploration of your own self over a period of time. where you start becoming more and more inclusive.
Yeah. I think this is one of my biggest dilemmas, I would say. Not even a dilemma, but it's something I think about because I see my friends and it seems like the path of finding a partner, settling down, making money, having a materialistically rich life.
Yeah,
It's so tempting,
yeah.
but these 2 months that I spent in Dharamkot, I think I'm questioning a lot of that.
Mm, I can
Like,
imagine.
what is the point of this bhagdod and the rat race? And of course, we should have enough savings to live a comfortable life. But beyond the point, is it greed? Is anything ever enough? Is enough? Okay, you get a four-wheeler, then you want a fancier four-wheeler.
Yeah. So yeah, see, coming to that quest, I think everyone will have an individual journey, and these questions will pop up time and again. Uh, the sum of all is nil.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Sum of all is nil.
yes,
Ye analogy.
I've read somewhere, and I think it's all about the void and the shunya.
The shunya.
Yes, the sum of all is nil, and I have seen this in my own. I'll give you a small example. I was trained with one of the legendary scientists in my field of work. He brought about some great inventions on this planet, great contribution in our science, published hundreds of articles in reputed peer-reviewed journals in the world. And I was taking a lecture at one of the meetings for gastroenterologists, and I asked a question to gastroenterologist. I said, "Who was the man who invented this?" And not a single soul in the audience knew about it.
Invented
No,
gastroenterology.
no, there is a specific or procedure or
Huh.
something which
Okay.
this man has contributed to this planet.
Yeah.
And I was amazed or aghast to see that not a single gastroenterologist, the young generation, could answer me. Thinking in the back of my mind that my mentor, who is still alive, is already irrelevant on this planet. He has published, poor man was toiling himself, right, researching at the cost of his family, his personal life, his
For
personal
the greater
passions.
good, but even if people forget,
I
science
understand. Yeah,
remembers. I
understand.
mean,
But what I'm trying to say is that if you want those laurels and all, then you can
yeah.
do all that for the name
Worldly
and for
achievements.
the name
Yeah.
and fame. But that name
Yeah.
and fame does not last. What I'm trying to say is that.
But what's your relationship been with ambition, name, fame, wealth, materialistic pleasures, chasing that
Yeah.
stuff?
So coming to that, a very fundamental, truth which I realize is that there are
When did you
certain.
realize?
This I realized almost 2 decades ago
Say, no.
that there are certain gifts which I have, and I need to enhance these gifts for a greater good for myself, family, for the society, and most importantly for the patients.
Yes, they are the main benefactors of
Yeah.
this.
So I started this journey that why out of 1 billion people, 2 billion at that point in time, I had the largest amount of exposure in this a particular specialty area. So there was a purpose, and we all live our life because of some purpose which we are not aware. But the higher dimension is probably aware of it, and at some point in time you get to realize, okay, fine, this is what I'm around for. And then you're willing to, put it on the Russian roulette, how we call it.
So you feel like this has been your main life's purpose to heal
Yes. And to expand
patients.
this science to as many people can benefit. And in the due course of this activity, whatever falls in is a bonus.
What about things like then greed, realistic desires?
See,
Would you say
greed,
you are free from them?
no, I don't think no humans are free from greed. Greed can be of anything. Greed could be of material, greed
That
for
third bowl of
name.
amras.
Yes, greed for
I have eaten
greed,
4 bowls, yes.
greed for so many things. So
Yeah.
a human being, as long as they are breathing, and unless they develop the element of shunya within them during their lifetime, they are below the bar of greed. They cannot transcend that. This is what I've realized. So greed will be there for something or the other. But greed for unrealistic things which damages social fabric, it damages the nature, it damages so many aspect of life forms. I don't think that kind of greed is justified. And
Yeah, I
so
agree.
so I think there we need to. Now, what is pandemic? If you ask me a simple question on what is pandemic,
What
this
is pandemic?
pandemic is a greed for power by some powerful nations. As
Means?
so, something has gone awry in terms of research or whatever, and I'm making a statement on a live interview that this is a greed of some people, a small group of people who wanted to dominate this world through certain means. Otherwise, it's very, very rare. I want to just explain as a scientist that this particular virus is affecting the entire humanity at the level of infection. And this was not seen with natural viruses, because every human race or every continent have developed a different level of immunity for these bugs.
Yeah.
So it is like Ferrari, that you take Ferrari and it will appeal to everyone. You have to understand that.
So you're saying Corona is like Ferrari.
No, I'm just giving an analogy that it appeals every human being because it is so well engineered.
So you 100% believe
Yes,
and are sure that coronavirus is
yes,
a man-made,
yes. It
well
is
manipulated.
very, very manipulated, and a potential what a potential biological weapon was being in the process of uh, you know evolution. And one funny guy was upset with something in his family or his boss or whatever, and has gone out of control. This is
भड़ास
my
पूरी
understanding.
दुनिया पे निकाल दी.
Bas. So this is about human greed again. The bottom line is that why everybody wants to have an expansionist idea, because they want to control the world economy.
Power.
Power.
People are power hungry.
Do you know something? I was watching one nice documentary the other day
हाँ.
on DW documentary, and there are 5 major radars installed by United States of America, 4 within United States and 1 in UK, which can actually scan the entire movement of nuclear weapons across the skies or the space. Now, this is the kind of insecure world we live in. And the insecurity comes because of greed.
And lack
That's
of trust.
yes.
So are we fucked?
Well, it's again
Bottom line.
individual perception. You cannot change anything.
Yes.
You can be the change yourself.
Yes.
And that is what we need to understand.
There is no out. There's only one control within.
Yes.
I think that's been also my like biggest trying to understand ki like I cannot change anybody. If
No.
Pam wants to do jhadu pocha, you can't stop her. You can't grab the pocha from her hand and be like, "Ma'am, sit down. You're 55 years old. Just relax." 58 years old. Sorry. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now I've
So,
changed myself.
correct. And we fight our own demons at the end of the day. Everybody is fighting their own demons.
What demons do you fight?
I find demons of the ambition which I have, that I want to reach out to as many, but there are barriers, and these are
Yeah.
barriers created by my own behavior, perhaps my own words, perhaps by my own handling of myself, relationships with my colleagues or others. It's possible. So that is I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And family relationship, growing with all the uh, your surrounding, how it is evolving, how it is affecting you every day to day life. And what I personally reckon, that if pandemic has done one thing to me today, I want to share that with all of you,
Please share.
that it has brought an element of gratefulness in me, which was
Gratitude. Yes.
gratitude. Yes, I feel that element of gratitude, that despite a pandemic where millions of people are struggling hand to mouth because they lost their jobs, they've lost their basic earning, we still are maintaining a decent life. A great blessing.
And before that, you did not experience gratitude on a daily basis, did
Not on
you?
a daily basis, because we took it for granted.
Yeah. And the greed was more than the gratitude.
Correct. So the balance has to be there, but I would say gratitude always has to take the front seat.
I
Always.
agree. Yeah.
And if you do that, I think 50% of your problems are over. Lady, I have nothing against lady or a man, but I'm just giving you an example of a patient who
There.
flew in
Yes.
from Middle East with a Louis Vuitton bag in her hand, with a Rolex in her hand, and some maybe 40 carats of diamond on her. And she says, "My life is finished." I said, "What happened?" So I said, "Dr. Rathod, you don't know how much I'm suffering." So I asked her a very simple question. Can you answer my few questions? Say yes. Show. So she showed her hand. I said, "They are working." Yes. Your feet, your legs are working. Yes. Your eyes are working. Your ears are working. You are able to talk. You are able to think. Huh? What is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. People with one limb has climbed Mount Everest. What are you complaining about?
So you told her this. What did she say?
Yes, Dr. Rathod, you are right. All my body functions are going on. I said, what are you complaining?
Complaining
Another
is so
important
fun.
thing. Yes. So I want to come to our audience today.
Yeah.
The easiest thing which Indians have, Indians
Complain.
complain. They don't want to be,
Shikayat. We love to do shikayat.
yes. And we don't want to be part of the solution. We all want to complain. And I think this is something which Indians as fundamentally has to change in their life, that they have to become part of the solution and not just king.
Yeah,
Because
this
it is the
culture of
easiest thing
giving
to do.
comments is the easiest thing.
Easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Something to think about next time I fall into a complaint spiral. But I mean, I don't enjoy complaining, but sometimes you want to complain. It's fine.
In fact, you will see they are serious. I feel those people who complain constantly, I call them serial offenders. Because It tells their personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people who want to complain, they don't want to take onus on themselves. It's as simple as that.
Because being accountable and taking ownership and responsibility is too difficult, Vips.
Yes. And this
I
is
don't
what you
blame these people.
and you know, in my work, I tell a patient that there are two aspects of health: physical health and psychological health. I am willing to take responsibility of your physical health. Are you willing to take responsibility of your psychological health?
Yeah.
If yes, we are in a deal.
Otherwise, there's no point because your mind is going to, again, it's mind over matter. How much of disease do you think? Okay, that's a broad question, but you see a lot of patients. How linked is their mental health to their physical health symptoms manifestation?
Right. So it's a very important question, I think, and I want to just sum up in one line.
Say,
The reason with the digestive tract.
correct. The gut is the second mind.
So we always say it is my gut feeling. Now, what is
Yeah.
this gut feeling? And this gut feeling is that your mind gut axis is on an overdrive mode.
Mm.
And this is what is happening with people. And I'm sure people who are listening to this podcast today would understand that if you come across a very bad news or something which is very shocking, you feel like going to the toilet. So, this is a direct response of the mind on the gut.
Like also nervous shits before exams and all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, my request to all our listeners today is one very simple request, that if you keep your mind calm, your stomach and your gut will be calm, and you will avoid doctors like me. If you have problems up there, then you have problems everywhere. And you remember, one brain which controls almost 8 digestive major organs.
Unreal.
So can you imagine, with one, if you handle, you are going to handle 8 without any problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people have not learned that math.
Because there's no culture of taking care of one's psychological health in our country.
Again, the tradition is that they were so busy, the parents were so busy. I asked the other day, a
Yeah.
school teacher came to me, a very reputed school. I said, she has grossly, a teacher, huh? A senior level teacher, she has grossly ignored her health. I told, with all due respect, I respect teachers. I'm I'm what I am today because of my teacher. To tell you something, that you never have taken your health seriously. You always brushed it aside. So can you do today? So I say, please tell me, Dr. Rathod. I say, I want you to go to your school today and write on your board and tell all your colleagues when you go in the teachers meeting or lunchtime, that write on the board that this body and this mind is only our existential reality. So take care of it. Rest all is a bloody socio-economic drama of the planet.
Yeah.
And I made to, and she sent me a picture. She wrote
Off
it.
with. I love it.
They said, Dr. Rathod, yes, I'm going to teach my students. And now this is how you bring change in society.
Yeah.
These are small baby steps of their own health, and they transmit this through their whatever small means of communication. That's all I am here for. I found the purpose of my life.
To make people realize that they should take care of their health.
Correct.
Simple.
Very simple.
Love it. Tell our listeners how you take care of your health.
I do yoga every day.
How has that been? How has that changed you as a person?
I think I never believed in any of this babas and all this spiritual
Oh,
process
yeah.
or
You were not
religious.
into it.
Not at all. So I hardcore scientist. So I never. But thanks to Purnima, she got me initiated. She is my first guru, and then comes Sadguru. So
Cute.
and then Sadhguru, in that order.
Cute. Nice.
So yes, the spiritual journey for last 14 years have been, there were some ups and downs, but has been a wonderful experience. And I want everybody to understand
What?
yoga se hi hoga.
He hoga. You know what? I'm with you now. These 2 months in Dharamkot have also taught me this.
Only yoga se hi hoga.
And the whole, I mean, I was reading a really beautiful book about the spine. And she said that we practice yoga so you feel tired in the mind but energized in the body. It's to tell your brain down,
Correct.
slow down those
Slow down
thoughts.
a little bit, yes.
And I thought that was really beautiful. And to bring that union, because yoga essentially means union.
Harmony
Harmony. Yeah.
or unison with the
Unison.
existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
अरे यार विपुल, ये
क्या?
क्या मोह माया है? What is this life? What is the purpose? What is this flesh prison we are in?
Because they also like entertainment. The way we like soap opera,
Correct.
they also enjoy this soap opera of the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you understand that we are part of the soap opera, you start playing your part more in a different way.
Yeah.
That's all it is about.
Nice. Many things to think about, I guess.
They say na Vishnu ki Mahamaya hai ye.
All of this,
Yes.
this whole samsara,
Yeah.
feels like a giant puppet show.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And we take everything so seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why people are dead serious.
Hmm.
They are, and that's why they are serious.
ये डैड जोक्स आप अपने पास रखिए. Very
Yeah. Any
Say.
other question you have in your mind?
no, I mean this conversation has just flowed one thing to the next.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to young people who are in their early 20s to late 20s? These people like me who are struggling with adulthood.
Very simple to say.
Hmm.
This generation, I call them GDV, a new term coined.
Please give the full form of this abbreviation.
Generation of digital validity or validation.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dr. Vipul Roy Rathod. GDV, not
Yes.
GDP.
No, it's GDV, and this is the problem.
Big problem, I agree.
Yes. So right from the morning when you wake up, the first thing you want to validate, have that validation, who has liked your whatever post you have made or your picture or your video or whatever. And the last thing you see is that, and this generation to get lost in this GDV.
Yeah.
That's the
How do you
only-
wake up every day without looking at your Instagram and seeing all this?
See, you have to understand this means of technology is for you to control.
For it
What
to
has,
control you.
yeah, this technology has taken over humanity, and that is the problem.
Yeah.
So again, coming to that technology, Rita, we satsangs in the past also from Sadhguru that technology is not the problem, but irresponsible use of technology is the problem.
I mean, that's with everything. Drugs are not the irresponsible people are the problem. Alcohol is not the problem.
Yeah. No, but in technology, because it is so benign, it appears. And that is, people are falling for that benign. It is harmless. Or it is not harmless. It is the most harmful thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, there are the days when I'm not like 6 घंटे के trek पे जाके आई, of course I've not had time to scroll on my phone.
Yeah,
And I'm totally fine. Then some
yeah,
days where you are doing nothing and for 6 hours you're only scrolling on your phone.
correct.
And then at the end of it, I feel like drained, puck out, fried, all of it. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I guess it's because
So,
I've been looking
so,
at a
so
screen.
Rita, as a tradition,
Yeah.
every doctor has his own mobile number on his business card,
Yeah.
and I have made it a point, kids, that I'll not have my mobile number on my business card.
Yeah.
And patients invariably ask, Dr. Rathod, आपका नंबर दीजिए. मैंने बोला क्या प्रॉब्लम है, मैं फोन पे नहीं बात करता हूँ, मैं आपके साथ पिछले 20 मिनट से बात कर रहा हूँ. Have you seen me attending a single phone? I said, no, sir. I said, this is the kind of discipline people are missing today. That if you are in a small brief meeting, that person, opposite person, will hold his phone at least 2-3 times in that 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it's a crutch. We feel the discomfort of social situations. It's like a thing escape into.
Yeah. So
Gone are the
if
days of sitting in a cafe and waiting for a friend without looking into your phone.
correct. So my request to the young generation, not that I'm very old, but if you want to have a very peaceful mind, you to have digital surfing. If you can control that digital urge, you will have a lot of peace of mind. It's a very simple thing which I'm telling you from my own experience. You keep away from this variation. This GDV is going to be creating a huge problem, believe.
Yeah, no, I
This
agree with
GDV
you.
is creating suicides in youngsters. Just because somebody did not like a post, they are hanging themselves or jumping off the bloody building.
Because it's linking to self-esteem and mental health. And
Yes.
we as a culture, and there's no healthy promotion or education of self-esteem for young kids, and teenagers are the
Yeah.
most at risk
Yes.
because of unhealthy standards
Yeah.
of beauty and success and
Yeah.
achieving things.
Yes.
What actually now I do want to ask you a last few questions about success and failure. I want to talk about that a bit, having seen a fair share in your life.
Yeah. Well, I feel failure is a very important ingredient of success,
Yeah.
because it's a failure which will make you think differently and perhaps push you towards more success. I've been there, a lot of things we have done at least I have done in my career, which most people would dream to do in many lifetimes in my field of specialty. I still feel this is not success. So I'll give you my new definition of success to all of you
Yes.
today. And the new definition of success would be that if I am able to do my Kriya Yoga, the Shambhavi Mahamudra,
Which you don't call, it's the name of it.
it is the name that
Okay, so you
people are
do
not
your
aware.
yoga. That's
My yoga.
okay. It's
Yeah.
it's not a yoga lesson.
Yeah. So if I do my Kriya Yoga till the last day of my life, if I'm able to do that, if I don't surgical procedure or any major illness or hospitalization, I'm able to eat and drink everything in moderation, which I like and enjoy. I'm able to contribute through my knowledge and science to as many people as I can. And one fine day, sit in a chair and you exit with awareness. That I feel is success.
Yeah. Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. I think again, so many things to think about, especially for young people, because the nature of the world we live in now is so success oriented, ambition oriented, material wealth oriented. And while all of these things are important also, I think what you said about being healthy till your dying day and aware in death even is something which I think nobody thinks about, but it's so vital
Yeah.
because one day this whole charade will end.
Of course, this Panchabhuta to go in the Panchabhuta.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like Shakespeare said, like we all play our parts and then at the end you
Yeah.
leave. Cool. Thank you so much for joining
Lovely
me
it was,
in
Ritu.
this
Thank you.
episode.
I thank the whole team again.
Uh, where can I you on social media? You
I
want to tell
don't.
them?
Well, I have we have a hospital called WGI, World Gastroenterology Institute. So we have some official digital
Presence,
presence
yes.
there. But I personally don't follow up too much with those because we have people who are managing it, uh, so that we can contribute whatever needs to be known to people.
So my
So
listeners cannot reach you basically, but they can message you to say to you.
yes, they can, because I I do not allow digital world to take over my life.
Okay.
No, I won't.
Except television, which you love. So let me just tell the
So
listeners you
so
are a TV addict.
no, I won't say TV addict. I like since see my all the three women in home, they are in creative field, and
And you are the biggest consumer of the content.
yes, so I have to support them.
Of course.
Yes,
Okay, before going quickly, top 3 show recommendations for our audience.
top three show recommendation.
Show, movie, whatever you want to recommend.
Well, I mean, people may not like what I watch all the time, so
But maybe 1, 2 people will. Who knows? You recommend now.
well, I have a very varied choice of viewing. So
Hmm.
I watch from docu series to action pack. I just started watching Loki. We saw the first episode release.
Cute.
So the spectrum is very wide for, yeah, and that is fun. So
ठीक है.
I'm not in that narrow spectrum of entertainment. So I enjoy everything, and whenever Rita is around, she gives us some suggestion, and we enjoy those as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I
ठीक है.
enjoy documentary productions because they are quite insightful. Yeah.
And all these war shows and like Secret Service, you are into this also.
Yes, because that also tells about lot about human mind.
Mm.
Yeah. So you
ठीक
learn
है, so
about
no
human.
recommendations have come. You please watch whatever you like to watch. Varied
Because
things.
I
Keep
don't
your
want
mind
to.
open actually.
Correct.
Yeah. ऐसा नहीं so we not, oh, I like this, I don't like this. I don't think we need to have any of
No,
these
no,
rules.
you may
We can
have
be
some certain leanings for certain kind of what a content, but I think there is so much of content now that sometimes it is confusing what to see and what not to
I
see.
know.
I'm
Yeah.
also seeing a lot of YouTube videos on biking now
Yeah.
because I want.
You've got your bike.
Yes, I would like to ride a motorcycle, and I
Congratulations.
want to go on hopefully on long trips. Who knows? We can do that.
I'm very excited for you and I really hope it works out because I think you need a nice hobby like that also.
Yeah, I do.
Outdoor hobby.
Yeah, indoor to music वगैरह होता है, so that is all right.
ठीक है.
Another
Best of
important
luck.
thing I want
Say.
every listener to understand is bring music in your life.
Yes.
You this Sat Sur will align your 7 chakras at some subtle ways.
Wow. On that very surreally note, shall we sing one song for our listeners?
अरे
ज्यादा हो जाएगा.
नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. कभी और वो
ठीक
एक
है.
प्रोग्राम अलग करेंगे.
ठीक है. Singing with
हाँ.
Vips next
Yes.
time. Okay, Vips, love you so much. Thank you for joining me today.
Love you.
And I'll see you outside for breakfast now. Listeners, you know where to find podcasts like this if you enjoyed this on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, etc., etc. And of course, if you want to follow me, I am at TASH on Instagram. Ayushi will be back with her father for a very special episode. And happy Father's Day, I suppose.
Thank you.
Okay, then. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.